and welcome back to day 10 of the Japan Saga. Honestly, when I started this trip, I thought I'd just film a couple of quick videos, and here we are, 10 episodes later. At this point, it's been about 3 months since I filmed everything, and I can't even remember exactly where video me is supposed to be right now. Big shout out to my mom and to that one random person who keeps watching my videos on repeat. We're almost at the finish line. Since we've made it this far, I figure we might as well wrap up the series properly. This video is kicking off the Tokyo leg, and honestly, I have no idea how many Tokyo episodes there'll be, but just like when I first arrived in Tokyo, I'm pretty exhausted. These all-nighters writing scripts and editing have been amazing, but I'm seriously running out of juice. Today though, we're making a quick detour to a spot I've been dying to check out ever since I first put my feet on Japanese soil. Originally, my friend Lee, whom I met in Hamamatsu, warned me that most shops would probably close around New Year's, which is the original date I wanted to come, so I managed to squeeze it in today's schedule instead. I woke up super early today, and since I already shipped my luggage ahead with Japan Post, all I had was my backpack and my trusty Miku plushie tagging along. After spending a whopping $90 and traveling nearly 4.5 hours, I finally made it to Minobu. And yes, I even caught a quick glimpse of Mount Fuji. I didn't have as much time as I would have liked, only about 2 or 3 hours because I had another event in Tokyo at 7, but more on that later. Still, I think I got a pretty solid Yuru Camp experience, even though I couldn't venture far beyond the train station area. The first stop was Ishodo to grab some Minobu manju. You might recognize this spot from episode 8 of Yuru Camp Season 1. True to the Nadeshiko spirit, I bought 10 manju. The shop owner probably knew I was there for the show, so she let me film all the Yuru Camp goodies in the store and even threw in a couple extra manju for free. Another nice lady handed me some more treats as I walked in, so Eishiro already has 5 stars on my heart and on Google from me. After thanking her for letting me film her shop and for the delicious manju, I headed to the bench facing the river just like Nadeshiko, Aki, and Inuko did. Once again, it felt amazing to visit another anime spot in real life.
Minobu manju って他の名物に比べたら知名度低いよな。うまいのに。せやな。歌とか作ったら流行るんやない?
After enjoying some Minobu manju, I explored a bit more and stumbled upon some Yuru Camp themed vending machines, and I even found a shrine. That one was not Yuru Camp themed, just in case you were wondering. It was closed at the time. By then, it was around lunchtime, so I decided to try some Minobu Hoto at a restaurant called Apple. If you're not familiar, this dish pops up in episode 9 of Yuru Camp Season 1.
Aki-chanの作ったほうとうが食べてみたいな。なしっこのAki-chanが作る本場のほうとう楽しみだな。
Hoto is a traditional dish from Yamanashi prefecture, the region where Minobu is located. So why is Hoto such a big deal? Well, according to historians and linguistics, the dish has been around for ages. It's even mentioned in ancient writings like the Pillow Book, which dates back to the Heian period. Hoto is essentially wheat noodles served in a hearty miso soup with plenty of veggies. But trust me, it's 1,000 times tastier than my simple description. Legend has it, Hoto was invented because Yamanashi's cold climate wasn't ideal for growing rice, but wheat thrived there instead, originally created to tackle food shortages. It's now a proud local specialty. And a friendly tip, never call Hoto a type of udon. That would be like telling me Taco Bell is authentic Mexican food. You've been warned. Moving on, I made another stop at a souvenir store / combini called Omiyage Nagataniya. At least, I think that's how you pronounce it. And grabbed even more Yuru Camp merch because, honestly, who knows when I'll be back at these anime towns again. Something really cool about Minobu, and honestly all the Yuru Camp locations, is how they've totally embraced the anime hype. There were collaborations everywhere with stores handing out free magnets, collect them all and you get a prize, plus there was a stamp rally. I even bought a small notebook specifically for stamps, hoping maybe, just maybe, I'll return one day to finish the challenge. By the way, if you're interested in visiting these anime spots, I found a great site called animenavi.org with a comprehensive list of locations. I'll leave the link in the description below. With that, I headed back to the train station to catch my train to Tokyo, but not before spotting the actual school building where Nadeshiko and her friends go in the anime. It's an abandoned school in real life, so yeah, kinda creepy. After another 3 hours of commuting, I barely made it in time for the next event I had booked through Viator called Challenge Sumo Wrestlers and Enjoy a Meal in Tokyo, which now seems to just go by Sumo Show. This was an awesome experience, and I'd actually seen other YouTubers mention this place before. The event took place at a restaurant called Yokozuna Tonkatsu, where we were served sukiyaki. If you don't know, sukiyaki is a nabe or hotpot style dish made with thinly sliced beef slowly simmered in an iron pot, alongside veggies and tofu, all cooked in a delicious blend of soy sauce, sugar, and mirin. In Japan, sukiyaki is a popular winter dish often served at Bonenkai parties, which literally means forget the year gatherings. These parties are a way to say goodbye to the stress of the year and look forward to a start fresh. During our meal, the host gave us an introduction to sumo wrestling and introduced two retired rikishi, or sumo wrestlers as they're called, Joe and Ben. Though those weren't the real names, just friendly nicknames. Our host then showed us what it takes to become a strong sumo wrestlers. Rikishis typically wake up as early as 5 AM and spend the first 3 hours training. They start with shiko, or leg stomps, by slowly raising one leg, holding it high and then lowering it slowly, usually into a deep squat. They do around 300 repetitions at the start and another 100 at the end of their session. This exercise strengthens their lower body and improves balance. Sumo was originally more of a Shinto religious ritual dance than a sport. Actually, it still is. Its purpose was to pray for a good harvest, and the stomping movements were performed to drive away demons. Next up was an exercise called Suriashi, or sliding feet. Wrestlers perform Suriashi by keeping their knees bent, sliding their feet rather than lifting them, and keeping their elbows tucked in. This improves balance, footwork, and strength, especially in the crouch position. Finally, Ben demonstrated the matawari, or splits. As you might guess, this exercise boosts flexibility and helps prevent injuries. Rikishis sit on the ground with their legs spread wide, then lower their torso to touch the ground between their legs. And sometimes, as in Ben's case, a senior rikishi might help out with a gentle push. In addition, the rikishis perform regular exercises like push-ups and squats. The final exercise of their daily training is called Butsukari, or collision practice. This involves one rikishi forcefully pushing another rikishi across the doyo, or sumo ring, to build strength and master hand placement. A thought drill repeated until exhaustion. Then it was time for a demonstration, and guess who decided to volunteer? Yep, me. I paid for the experience. I was definitely getting my money's worth. It turned out to be way harder than expected, but hats off to Ben for making it a fun experience. After that excitement, our host explained the rules of sumo matches and shared some interesting facts about the doyo, or sumo ring. It's 15 shaku in diameter, a traditional Japanese unit roughly equivalent to a feet, and is constructed from partially buried rice straw bales mounted in a square clay platform. This platform is about 2 feet high and 21 feet wide on each side. The doyo is considered sacred and purified, but we'll get more into that in just a moment. The objective of a sumo match is simple: force your opponent out of the ring or make them touch the ground with any part of their body other than the sole of their feet. But as simple as that sounds, there are actually 82 official techniques recognized by the Japan Sumo Association to win a match. Joe and Ben demonstrated a few for us. The first was Oshidashi, or frontal push-out, where the wrestler pushes their opponent out of the ring using their arms without gripping the mawashi, or belt. Next was Yorikiri, the frontal force-out, which involves maintaining a grip on the opponent's mawashi while forcing them out of the ring. It's actually the most common winning technique in professional sumo, accounting for about 32.4% of the matches. The third technique they showed us was Uwatenage, the overarm throw. The rikishi extends their arm over the opponent's arm, grips their mawashi, and throws them to the ground while turning sideways. Next, Ben and Joe showed us the movements that are strictly forbidden in sumo wrestling, known as kinjite or fouls. There are 8 in total, and we got to see 4 demonstrated. Any rikishi using these moves is immediately disqualified. The first forbidden move is kicking above the belt. Below the belt though,
it's free real estate.
Second is grabbing your opponent's chonmage, or top knot. Since Joe and Ben are retired rikishis, they didn't have theirs anymore. The chonmage hairstyle dates back to the Heian period, originating with the samurai. It wasn't just a status symbol. It also helped secure their kabuto helmets during battles. However, in 1871, Emperor Meiji issued the Danpatsure Edict, requiring samurai to cut their hair short. Many samurai were also sumo wrestlers who occasionally had the honor of competing before the emperor. Since competing in just a mawashi was seen as somewhat disgraceful, these rikishis were allowed to retain their chonmage, effectively making them some of the last remnants of samurai culture. The third prohibited move is punching with a closed fist. Open-handed slaps are allowed, just not with both hands on the face at the same time. The final ban action demonstrated was poking an opponent's eyes. Now that we covered that allowed and forbidden techniques, it's time to get familiar with the rituals performed before each sumo match. As mentioned earlier, sumo has deep roots in Shinto traditions. One important ritual before sumo match is called chirichosu, or washing the hands, where both rikishis squat facing each other, show their open hands, clap, and extend their arms. This ritual symbolizes that they have no hidden weapons and that the match will be fair and clean. If you followed my videos, you might remember when I talk about the chosuya, or washing station. In ancient times, rikishis fought in open fields without purification stations, so they'd collect the dew from the grass and rub their hands together, just as they would do before entering a shrine. The clapping signifies awakening the deity enshrined. Now, you're ready to watch a sumo match. Let's recap the rituals quickly. First, shiko stomps to drive away evil spirits. Then, chirichosu purifies the rikishis. Next, rikishis return to their corner, grab a handful of salt and throw it to the ring. This is known as shiomaki, another act of purification deeply rooted in Shinto beliefs. Once the rikishis come to the center of the dojo, they decide when to start. Although the match has a time limit of 4 minutes, actual fights typically last between 3 to 30 seconds, making each bout a thrilling mental and physical battle. And I know what you're thinking. I said I was going to get my money's worth, right? Fear not, for I prepared for this moment from the minute I bought the tickets. And now, it's time to show you what you've been waiting for. Welcome to this new emission, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that you can join me in commenting about this fight. This was a great opportunity, but let me tell you, our participant today, it's a rookie who just has the power of anime on his side.
That's right, and we'll be watching this fight play out.
Yeah, he decided to pick the one guy that lost more times during the exhibition matches, so he thinks he has the edge in this.
Smart. That's very smart.
But we'll see. You know, in this episode, editor me or recording me has explained a little bit about sumo and all that stuff. But you know, this is the part where things get serious. Let's see, because I don't even remember if I screwed up or not. Hopefully I didn't.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You know, yeah, it's been like almost 2 months.
2 months. Oh yes.
So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. Following the etiquette.
Definitely not main character material. But I seem to be like a good supporting character.
That's right.
So, you know, we're bringing to you this experience from a front row seat.
Yes.
Essentially, pretty much the The other guy that we decided not to fight is gonna be our cameraman.
So we're right up in the action.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see that guy. He's confident that he's following procedures. You know, he's a big guy. Not for nothing, he's called the Big Bro Mexican.
That's right.
But you know, next to these guys, he looks like the not so big brown Mexican. So let's see. Japan versus Mexico. Tacos versus sushi. Mole versus ramen. Okay. Oh, look, he's not even budging. Oh, is that a laugh of confidence? They already mentioned that these matches are pretty fast, but this guy, he's not struggling. Oh boy. Well, you know what? It was in this moment where the OP song sounded at. You see what I did?
Oh yeah.
Boy, yeah.
Wow, what a takedown.
Oh boy. That was totally up to me and the power of anime. It's not that he let me win.
The power of anime.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our cameraman signing out. Oh boy. But you
Incredible.
know, all in all, it was a great experience. I paid for that, which, you know, if you go to Mexico, you can also get beaten up for free.
For free. Oh yes.
I mean, you also get your money taken.
Oh, there's that.
Or if you go to, you know, any of the dark hoods here in the United States.
Oh yes.
So,
you can hear.
just so that people don't say like, that doesn't happen in Mexico. Okay, but yeah, that was a good fight. Yeah, and I'm the Big Bro Mexican. Will signing off, and we'll see you until the next video.
Today.
After all the matches concluded, and trust me, I wasn't the only one who got involved, there was a Q&A session. So to wrap this video up, let me drop some interesting facts about the Rikishi for you. Rikishis have ranks listed on an official sheet called the Bansuke. At the top are the Yokozuna, or Grand Champions, followed by Oseki, Sekiwake, Komusubi, and Maewashira. Rikishi in these 5 ranks compete in the Makunouchi division, the highest. Below Makunouchi are Juryo, Makushita, Sandame, Jonidan, and Jonokuchi, totaling 6 divisions. Only Rikishi in the top 2 divisions, Makunochi and Juryo, are considered professional, or Sekitori, and receive monthly salaries, while those in the lower divisions are apprentices. Sumo has no weight classes, and for a Rikishi to move up in a rank, they must achieve a Kachikoshi, meaning winning at least 8 out of 15 matches in a tournament. There are 6 tournaments each year, and interestingly, you don't need to be Japanese to become a Rikishi, but you must become a Japanese citizen if you wish to run a sumo stable or training school. To bulk up, Rikishi follow a special diet, primarily eating chanko nabe, a hearty hot pot stew filled with nutritious ingredients like meat and vegetables alongside large bowls of rice. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, keep watching anime, and I'll see you next week to keep exploring Tokyo. Jane!